Johnny Depp was once the face of Hollywood magic, a man who could walk into any role and disappear inside it. Pirate, Scissorhand, Mad Hatter, outsider, icon. For decades, audiences trusted him, loved him, defended him. Then suddenly, the story changed. Not slowly, not carefully, but violently. Headlines exploded, screens screamed accusations, judgment arrived before facts, and the media believed it knew the ending. They were wrong. This is not a comeback story. This is not a fan defense video. This is the truth the media did not expect and could not control. Because this time, the world watched everything. Before the storm, Johnny Depp lived a quiet, private life away from cameras. He painted, played guitar, collected art, spent time with his children. He was never a Hollywood social climber, never played the press game. Well, never chased approval. That worked when fame was kind, but it became dangerous when the narrative turned. The moment accusations appeared, most outlets made a decision not to investigate, not to question, but to declare. They chose a side immediately. Johnny Depp was removed from projects. Contracts vanished overnight. His name became toxic. Studios distanced themselves without a trial, without evidence, without hearing his voice. This is important to understand. He was punished before proven guilty, and that decision revealed something darker than one celebrity scandal. It exposed how quickly truth becomes irrelevant when a narrative is profitable. For years, Johnny Depp stayed silent. Not because he had nothing to say, but because he believed truth would surface naturally. That was his mistake. Silence became guilt in the public eye. Absence became admission, and media filled the space with assumptions. Articles recycled the same claims. Social media repeated them louder. Context disappeared. What was never shown was Johnny Depp as a human being. A father, a survivor, a man bleeding quietly while the world watched for entertainment. Behind closed doors, his life was collapsing. He lost roles he loved, projects he believed in, reputation built over 40 years. People who praised his talent yesterday refused to answer calls today. This was not justice. This was spectacle. But something unexpected happened. The audience started listening, not to headlines, not to clickbait, but to evidence. Court documents, audio recordings, witness testimonies, and suddenly, the story stopped being simple. Johnny Depp did not play the victim. He allowed facts to speak, and facts do not care about narratives. The world heard audio that contradicted everything. Not edited clips, not selective quotes, but raw, unfiltered moments. And people realized something uncomfortable. They had been told what to believe, not shown what happened. This was the moment the media did not expect. Public opinion did not follow headlines. It followed truth. For the first time, viewers questioned coverage, asked why certain evidence was ignored, asked why jokes about abuse against a man were acceptable. Johnny Depp chose something radical: transparency. He did not hide behind statements, did not issue carefully crafted apologies. He went to court, on camera, in public, and said, "Watch everything." This decision terrified media outlets, because trials do not allow selective storytelling. Every contradiction shows, every lie echoes, every detail matters. For weeks, the world watched, not a celebrity, but a human being. We saw pain, humor, exhaustion, grace. We saw a man who had lost almost everything still show respect to the process, and contrast revealed truth. Body language, tone, consistency. One side repeated stories, the other remained steady. The audience noticed. The courtroom became the only place where truth was not edited. And suddenly, memes replaced mockery, support replaced silence. Artists painted Johnny Depp not as a fallen star, but as a survivor. This was never about winning a case. It was about being heard. For the first time, Johnny Depp spoke directly to the public without filters. And what he revealed was simple. He trusted love. He trusted the wrong person. He paid the price. That honesty resonated because people saw themselves. False accusations destroy lives. Silence protects abusers, and truth does not always arrive on time. The media expected this story to end quietly, a disgraced actor fading away. Instead, it turned into a cultural moment. A global conversation about accountability, about bias, about how quickly society discards people. Johnny Depp did not regain everything, but he regained something more valuable, his voice. And once a voice is heard, it cannot be erased again. This is only the beginning of the truth, because the real story is not about one trial, of the narrative, and that scared them more than anything. To understand why the story shocked the media, you must understand how modern media works. It does not survive on truth. It survives on speed, emotion, outrage. The Johnny Depp case arrived at a time when outrage was currency. Pick a side fast. Publish faster, correct later if necessary, but corrections do not trend. When the first allegations surfaced, many outlets treated them as conclusions, not claims, not questions, but facts. Why? Because believing one narrative was safer than questioning it. Questioning meant risk. Risk meant backlash. Backlash meant advertisers leaving, so silence became policy. Hollywood followed. Studios issued quiet statements. Executives avoided eye contact. Friends disappeared, not because they knew the truth, but because they feared association. This is where hypocrisy lives. The same industry that celebrates flawed heroes on screen refused to believe nuance in real life. Johnny Depp became an example, a warning. This is what happens when you fall out of favor. Yet behind closed doors, something strange happened. People whispered support. Crew members defended him privately. Co-stars sent messages they would never post publicly. The public saw none of this. All they saw were headlines repeating the same narrative. Until evidence broke the pattern, the media faced a problem. They could no longer control what people were seeing. Live streams, full recordings, unedited testimony. The audience did not need interpretation. They could decide for themselves. And many did. This created an uncomfortable reversal. Outlets that once spoke with certainty grew quiet. Articles softened. Language changed. Not apologies. Not accountability. Just distance. This is how institutions protect themselves. Never admit error. Just move on. But the internet remembers. Clips resurfaced. Old interviews gained new meaning. Moments once dismissed now felt honest. People realized how easily someone can be erased, not by truth, but by repetition. This was the real revelation. Not that one man suffered, but that the system allowed it. Johnny Depp did not attack the media. He did not retaliate. He simply kept showing up, day after day, calm, composed, present. That consistency mattered. Because lies require energy, truth requires patience. The longer the trial went on, the clearer the contrast became. One story evolved, the other stayed the same, and audiences trust consistency. By the time the verdict arrived, the result almost felt secondary. Public trust had already shifted, not toward a celebrity, but away from blind belief. People asked better questions. Who benefits from this narrative? Who loses? Who is being protected? Who is being ignored? This case did something rare. It taught millions how to read media critically. That may be the truth the media least expected. Because once audiences learn to question, control disappears. Johnny Depp never claimed to be perfect. He claimed to be human, and that honesty broke the illusion. Because perfection is unbelievable, but humanity is familiar. This story stopped being about fame. Hollywood loves redemption stories, but only when it controls the timing, the narrative, the outcome. Johnny Depp did not wait for permission. That made people uncomfortable. Because the industry prefers silence, it prefers quiet exits, polite disappearances. Johnny Depp refused that path. Not loudly, not aggressively, but steadily. While studios erased his name from future plans, he returned to the things that saved him long before fame. Art, music, creation. Painting became therapy. Music became refuge. He toured with friends, played small venues, not for headlines, but for survival. This part of the story was ignored because it did not fit the image of a broken man. He was not hiding, he was healing. Hollywood, meanwhile, stayed quiet. People who once called him genius avoided mentioning him. Award shows erased his legacy. Interviews skipped his name. Yet the irony was impossible to miss. The same industry that profits from stories of damaged men punished a real one for being damaged. Johnny Depp lost more than roles. He lost trust in institutions, in press, in the illusion of loyalty. But loss also revealed truth. Those who stayed, those who reached out without cameras, those who believed without conditions. When the courtroom lights turned off, the story did not end. It changed shape. The verdict mattered, but the aftermath mattered more. Because what followed exposed something deeper. Silence. Many outlets that once spoke loudly had little to say. Not reflection, not apology, just absence. The narrative quietly shifted from certainty to confusion, from accusation to ambiguity. This was not accountability. This was retreat. Johnny Depp did not celebrate publicly, did not gloat, did not attack. He thanked those who listened, those who waited, those who believed in evidence. That response surprised many. It was not anger, it was relief. Relief that truth had survived long enough to be heard. Public perception had already transformed. People no longer saw a headline. They saw a human being. They remembered performances, interviews, moments of kindness long buried under scandal. Johnny Depp's legacy resurfaced not as nostalgia, but as context. A career built on risk, on strange characters, on vulnerability. That vulnerability was once praised, then punished. Now, it was understood. This case did something rare. It separated art from narrative manipulation. People rewatched films with new eyes, not to defend, but to reconnect. They saw a man who always brought pieces of himself to the screen. The broken, the gentle, the misunderstood. Hollywood could no longer pretend he never existed. Festivals welcomed him. Audiences stood. Applause returned, not because time passed, but because truth arrived. This was not a return to old Hollywood. It was something different. Johnny Depp did not chase blockbusters. He chose projects with meaning, with texture, with freedom. Art over approval. That choice defines legacy. Not awards, not box office numbers, but integrity. This story will last, not because it involved celebrities. Johnny Depp became a symbol unintentionally, not of perfection, but of resilience. Of what happens when someone refuses to disappear quietly. This was never just a celebrity story. It was a mirror showing how fast judgment replaces understanding, how loud lies can be, how quiet truth often is. Johnny Depp did not ask to become a symbol, he only asked to be heard, and when he finally was, the world changed its mind. Not because someone told them to, but because they watched, they listened, they thought. This story reminds us of something important. Truth does not need perfect timing. It needs patience. Reputation can be destroyed in days, but integrity survives longer than headlines. The media did not expect people to pay attention. They did not expect questions. They did not expect resistance. But once people see clearly, they do not unsee. Johnny Depp's journey is not about victory. It is about endurance. Standing still while the storm passes. Trusting truth even when silence feels unbearable. If this story taught us anything, it is this. Never let anyone decide your truth for you. Thank you for staying till the end. If this story made you think, if it made you question, if it made you feel, then share it.